everybody, welcome to another episode of Jeep 411. Today we're going to be talking to Bill Stevens, who's one of our Jeep 411 superstars. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
He's also the president of the Bear Valley 4x4 Club, and we're going to be showing you some video of how we built this gatekeeper that our Jeeps are parked on right now. And we're also going to talk about why we built it. So, Bill,
Well, it was a fun process, Don. When we finally got approval from the Forest Service to do it, we jumped on it.
Yes.
So we had people lined up. We had permission from the Forest Service to gather rocks. These rocks you see here in the background. And I think, I lost count, but I think it was about 16 10-wheeler dump truck fulls of rocks.
At least.
Yeah, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
I was busy filming things and stumbling around and trying to stay out of the way of the loader and the excavator that we had up here. Fortunately, the guy that we had on the excavator is also an off-roader, so he knew exactly what we were trying to accomplish. And he was placing rocks and he had a blast. I'm not even sure if he's been able to get up here and have some fun with it yet. I think he's been pretty busy.
We'll see.
I'll ask him. But it was a lot of fun. It's offered a challenge, a little bit of a challenge to the JKs that you see in the background. We had a WJ come through on 32s with about a 2-inch lift, and it was a little bit of a challenge, a little bit more than just a little bit of a challenge. But that's exactly what we were looking for, is that minimum to get up and over this, because that ties in with the other obstacles up above.
Yeah, and there's a reason why we built this gatekeeper at the bottom of Gold Mountain. And some people aren't going to like it, but the reality is this is a Black Diamond trail. It's also a Jeep Badge of Honor trail. And it's important that we maintain the integrity of the trail based on that rating. And one of the problems we face on this trail are the pebble plains that are partway up the trail. And in a previous video, we talked a lot about this trail is going to be closed someday because people keep going out on the pebble plains, even though there are fences put up to keep people out. People are doing that because they're in vehicles that aren't capable, or they don't have the experience to make it up the obstacles that are a mile or so up the road. And they're taking illegal bypasses and creating all kinds of problems. So the long-term goal, and hopefully it's long-term, it's a month or two, there's going to be a gate blocking this road. And a gate needs to be there. So people have to use our gatekeeper, but the gate will allow access for fire equipment for firefighting to get at least partway up this trail. So that was what the Forest Service wanted to do. Bill mentioned that we did have permission from the Forest Service. All these rocks were provided by the Forest Service, and actually they came from the new bridge at the dam. These were rocks that were stockpiled for a number of different reasons. We were able to access those. But one of the things that's really important to understand is this project has cost the Forest Service $0. They already had the rocks. Our club, along with some other people, including the SBNF Friends, which is our Adopt a Trail nonprofit, and a couple of other sponsors, including Nexen Tires, are stepping up to provide the funding to do this. It cost us, it was a bargain, but it cost us $2,000 to move the rocks and get them placed here. And that was paid for by Bear Valley 4x4. So this is our trail as an Adopt a Trail. And it's really important that we maintain the integrity of the trail and also stop people from getting out on the pebble plains. And we decided this is the best way to do that. Plus, this is just a whole lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And the idea is if you can't make this gatekeeper, you don't belong on the trail. And what we found was happening is people were making it all the way up to the first obstacle and determining that they couldn't make it past that obstacle, and they were creating those illegal bypasses. So hopefully this will prevent a lot of that, because they won't get up there. They'll get stuck or turned around here. And this is in an area where people can actually turn around and get out of the way, versus up there, it was just plugging up the trail, and there'd be days when there'd be 30 Jeeps or 4x4s backed up waiting for someone to get off the first or second obstacle that they couldn't make, and really just creating heartache and grief for those who wanted to come up and enjoy the trail. So not only does this offer one more obstacle that is a lot of fun, because you can pick a hard line, you can pick an easy line, you can do it fast if you decide you want to destroy your vehicle, or you can just pretend like it's another good crawling section. It's very similar to the west gatekeeper on Holcomb Creek. So I think it's a lot of fun. And again,
Yeah.
when we get the gate in here, it'll prevent those other folks from going up there.
And it's important to understand we're not doing that to be mean or to keep access from people. I know one of the comments we got when we posted some of the pictures of this on Facebook pages, you know, is this a club trail and is there limited access? Well, no, it's open to the public. But like any other Black Diamond Trail, you need the equipment and the driving skill to be able to make it across the trail. It's no different than John Bull or Holcomb Creek or Dishpan Springs. All of those are Black Diamond trails. In fact, 3 of those trails we're lucky enough in Big Bear to have as Jeep Badge of Honor trails. And we want to keep this trail, Gold Mountain Jeep Trail, as a Black Diamond Trail. And when people start using those bypasses up there that are illegal and could cause this trail to be closed, it's destroying the integrity of the trail. And we see comments all the time, oh, Gold Mountain's a really easy trail. Well, if it wasn't for the bypasses, it wouldn't be an easy trail. It's a Black Diamond Trail and has some challenges, and we want to maintain that. That's the goal, and that's why we have a gatekeeper here.
I know some of the comments were from people who have been doing this trail since the 70s, and they talk about being able to do it on 32s and 33s and no lockers or anything like that. And gee, you used to be able to drive right up and it was a nice day. Well, the trail has evolved and eroded a lot since then. And I don't even think back in the day it was a Black Diamond Trail, but now it is.
Yeah, they didn't have Black Diamond trails. They didn't rate trails.
They didn't rate trails back then, right?
And this trail originally, before you get to the first waterfall obstacle up a mile or so, the trail actually went straight where you make a hard right turn over that big mound, for those of you that are familiar with the trail. It went out across the pebble plain before they realized that there was threatened biological stuff out there, little critters and plants that don't exist anyplace else on the planet. It went across the pebble plains and it was actually an easy trail. John Bull was an easy trail. You could drive in dry weather in a 2-wheel drive pickup truck on this trail, John Bull, probably the same on Holcomb Creek and Dishpan Springs. With the lack of maintenance and erosion over a period of 25 or so years, these have become difficult trails. And this trail was actually slated to be closed once they realized the negative effect on the biology features on the pebble plains. And one guy in the Forest Service was able to keep the trail open by rerouting it up the 2 waterfalls, the first 2 obstacles. And then it became a Black Diamond Trail. That was about the same time they started rating trails. And it's important to understand this is a Black Diamond Trail and we intend to keep the integrity of that trail as best as we can.
Right. And again, there are just a lot of people who, like I said, don't necessarily belong on the trail or really need to learn how to drive their vehicle and maybe get it set up. But pretty much if you have a stock Rubicon, even a JK, not necessarily a JL, you should be able to make this without any trouble whatsoever. It's the little pickup trucks, you know, all those pickup trucks that end in a vowel that come up here and don't necessarily know or have the ability to get up here, and those are a lot of the guys that are maybe creating some of those bypasses.
Yeah, and there's actually another reason for this. There's a lot of ironwood up here, although it's been decimated by firewood cutters. And they will drive up here and they can't make it up the obstacles in their pickup trucks. So they will create bypasses to get out where the ironwood trees are. And they're cutting living trees, which is highly illegal. And I don't think they've ever been caught doing that. But the big issue is all of this started in order to maintain the integrity of the ironwood trees and stop the woodcutters from coming up and illegally cutting down trees. And the byproduct of that is we're also now, because there's so much more, overlanding has become so much more popular, and unfortunately this is a street legal only trail, but we still have a lot of UTVs coming up here that don't belong on the trail. Technically, they're not legal on the trail. That's causing other erosion problems, and it's making the trail more difficult. So we get a lot of rock stacking at the first obstacle especially, and people create bypasses to get around the first and second obstacles and even some of the other obstacles farther up the trail. So that's what we're trying to put a stop to, so this trail stays open and is still a fun, challenging Black Diamond Trail worthy of the Badge of Honor ranking that it's got from Jeep.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you noticed or not, I made a point of it to not have any stackable size rocks anywhere near the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
There's
Make it or not.
There's a few little ones people could stack, but we'll be up here often enough to unstack them. So.
Right.
So yeah, stacking rocks is kind of contrary to what you should be doing on a trail like this. So that's kind of what why we did this. And hopefully in the next month or so, hopefully we'll be putting
working
in
on
a nice big gate up here that will allow Forest Service access specifically for firefighting equipment, and the rest of us can have fun going up the gatekeeper, and it'll just kind of start you out on a trail that's black diamond with a black diamond obstacle, instead of going up a mile and finding out, oh, I can't really go up on that part of the trail.
Right. And if it's not crowded, you can actually go up, turn around at the first hairpin turn, come back down, and coming down is a lot of fun as well. There's some pretty good sized holes we left in here that you could climb in and out of if you so choose to. It's meant to be fun.
And it's meant to be challenging, and if you have the right equipment and some experience or a good spotter, you can make it up the gatekeeper and the rest of the trail.
Yep.
Bill, you have anything else?
No, other than enjoy and please respect our forest and the trails. If we do that, we'll keep them open for years and generations to come. If we continue to destroy it and not worry about it and keep throwing our trash out there, we're gonna lose it. I know you've heard that story for years and years and years, but we're a lot closer now to that scenario than we were back in the past. So
yeah, well, every day that goes by, we inch closer to this trail being closed. That's why we did this work, and we intend to keep that from happening as best we can.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention too, you said $2,000 was a heck of a deal. It was a heck of a deal.
It was.
That was probably closer to $10,000 worth of work.
Yeah.
So we had somebody donate some time, and our club bellied up for the first couple grand of it. And there are other sponsors that have helped us out. So stay tuned, there's more to come.
Yep. Yep. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video, and more importantly, I hope you learned something from it. So thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share this. It's especially important to share this to get the word out about why the gatekeeper is here. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned.